Well, where do we begin? What a amazing turn of events, you could say. I mean, we went from the most boring half ever. Nothing really happened apart from the last kick of the game. You know, when the ball nearly went over because of that amazing header. But anyway, apart from that, the game started off quite boring. But then that second half kicked off, and it was just different pace. I mean, it was all Chelsea for literally most of that second half, but it's just you could tell that we wanted it. And then as soon as they scored that goal, I mean, it was very, very close, you know, just over the line. But as soon as they scored that, you could see Wolves were determined to get back. And shout out to Podence. He played an unbelievable game today. He's just a brilliant player, Podence, you know, just a standout player and man of the match. Definitely well deserving. Unbelievable from him today, especially to get the goal, which definitely just made the team, you know, they gave him some confidence to, you know, to make them think, yes, we've got this. We can actually come back and win this. And, I mean, we nearly had that penalty, but it wasn't really a penalty. But, yeah, it was just, I mean, it was amazing to watch just that last, I'd say 10 minutes, you know. We had the goal from Podence, and then we nearly had that penalty, which wasn't a penalty, and then the last minute kick from Pedro Neto. He had an unbelievable game as well, but then he really scored when it really mattered the most. It was an unbelievable goal. I jumped out my seat. I couldn't believe it. I just wish there was, you know, 30,000 fans at Molineux just to witness it, because that was unbelievable. Really happy. On to the next one. Up the Wolves. Wolves AW. Come on, Wolves.
What a fantastic early Christmas present. Olivia went to sleep, but I did try and keep her awake, bless her. But she's had a long day. Great result for the Wolves. Daniel Podence, I know I keep waxing lyrical about him. He's just an unbelievable player, and he made that goal pretty much out of nothing. He created his own chance, and it was a fantastic finish. And Neto, I mean, once again, great finish, similar to you know, a Jota type finish almost. So there's his replacement with Neto, who, listen, you know, when Neto first started out for Wolves, he didn't look the player he was now, did he? And we couldn't see the player he was going to become. And he's, once again, unbelievable. Great finish. And for him to run over to Raul Jimenez just made it all the more special for me. So it's a fantastic early Christmas present, beating Frank Lampard's Chelsea. Obviously, the referee wanted the game to go on as long as it could. I think it was about the 97.5 minute by the time he blew the whistle. But fantastic result for Wolves. Hopefully all the doubters will stop knocking, and hopefully that'll take us into Christmas with a few more wins and see us go up the table. Keep tuning in to Talking Wolves and the work they're doing. And me and Olivia are now going to bed because we're knackered. Over and out.
Wow, well, that is much more like it. Wolves 2, Chelsea 1. Brilliant victory. And a much better performance, deserving of the win. I think in the first half we went toe to toe with them. I thought it was a pretty even game. I think both teams had 6 shots and we had 2 on target. Chelsea had none. They did hit the bar towards the end of the second half, and towards the end of the first half. Sorry, so we got a little bit lucky there. Unfortunate to concede the first goal, to be honest. I think Patricio maybe could have done better. It was sort of, you know, it was straight at him. It was a powerful shot, but you know, you can kind of argue both sides there. And brilliant goal from Podence again. Him and Neto, we'll come on to Neto's goal in a second, but him and Neto were yet again absolutely superb. So good going forward, direct, and just causing the defence problems. They weren't afraid to just run at players, and they weren't afraid to create chances and, you know, take risks and actually sort of get forward and do something. Podence's first goal, brilliant. Lovely bit of footwork to get in and around those 3 or 4 Chelsea defenders. Then just, he sees his shot deflect off Reece James, wrong-footed Mendy. So yeah, brilliant to get us back on level terms, because at the point then we were sort of building a bit of momentum, and it was good to get a goal on top of that momentum. Then Pedro Neto's goal, brilliant break. Vitinha, fantastic pass into Neto. It was good to see Vitinha actually get some minutes today. When he brought him on with 1 or 2 minutes ago, I thought, well, he's not really going to be able to do much, but he managed to get that pass off to Neto. Brilliant driving run, and the finish as well. You know, we've seen Neto sometimes, his finishing needs a little bit more refining. The chance at Bournemouth pops out to me towards the end of last season where he went through on goal and put it wide. This time, no mistaking, laces into the bottom corner, and I think we got a very well deserved win. I was wondering why there was so much added time, but now I'm very thankful for it. I thought that we were solid defensively. I think there wasn't really too much to complain about. Fabio Silva coming off a little bit early was a bit of a sad one for me. Unlucky again, but I thought he played okay today. He wasn't superb, but I think yet again his link-up play is promising. I think a lot of people are getting on his back at the moment, but I think he's shown some glimpses of some really good link-up play. So yeah, overall, very good game. Not the best referee, and there was a few fouls in here and there that I thought were a bit ridiculous. Neto obviously getting his penalty shout overturned was a little bit embarrassing as well, considering, you know, we'll all call out Grealish or other players like that for doing it. But no complaints with that win. Absolutely superb, unbelievable. What a turnaround from the Villa game. 2 goals. It's been a while since we've scored 2 goals. Can't even remember the last time we did it. So yeah, superb win. On to the next one.
Right, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Chelsea 1. Didn't think I'd be saying that when I woke up this morning. I really thought it'd be boring 0-0. Yeah, just standard Nuno, very boring, slow. Neves trying to play balls out wide. I thought he had a good game today. He played higher up the pitch, but we played reserves. As soon as Chelsea scored, another goal that's come down to Semedo and Bolly's side. I don't want to dig Semedo out because I thought he really grew into the game at the latter stages. But yeah, it's just time and time again that the attacks. I think teams look at us and just target them too. Because I think Marcel looks such a brilliant signing because no one goes down his side. He's such a competent defender. And yeah, we've seen it again. Another goal's come down that side, but yeah, he could have had an assist at the end. Could have had a goal. Decided to pass. If he shot and missed, we would have all dug him out. But yeah, well, so when Dendoncker came off, start second half, I thought, oh God, you know what he's doing. That Otasowie is what a player he is. He, for me, the man of the match. Absolutely incredible. He ran the midfield. He wanted the ball all the time. He was distributing. He looked amazing, I thought, next to Neves, for such a young kid to come in against Chelsea and play the way he did. I thought he was brilliant. You know, Podence and Neto again, just moments of magic. The only players we've got that want to do anything going forward. They're absolutely incredible. In Raul's absence, I thought it's another game where we've missed him. Big man up front, but I thought Fabio Silva looks lively. He'll get a goal eventually, and I think that's what will really send him on his way to being a goal scorer for this club. But again, just Chelsea switched off, moment of madness, and yeah, I thought Cody was lucky to get away with that handball incident. I think it could have been a penalty on a different day and another ref, but yeah, we got lucky with that one, and thankfully we come away from Chelsea with 3 points, and yeah, we'll move on to the next game.
A lot of questions were to be asked about Nuno. Was he, his tactics really going to get us anywhere? Was the style of football going to achieve us anything? And I feel as though he's answered those critics today in that game. The fact we kept going towards the last minute on there as well, and we actually attacked at teams. This is what the results get on there as well. That was absolutely brilliant. Let's get negatives out of the way. The first half was kind of just average, really. I didn't think we were that great. It was just a bit dull and it was a bit boring. The way we came out so the second half was not very good at all. What was Semedo doing with the cross? I didn't think he had a good game in truth. But after that goal, we just woke up a little bit and we started going at them. When we start going at teams, we're dangerous. We're absolutely dangerous. We just don't prove it enough. And in those type of games, that's why we should go for it, really. You've got to look at Podence. He's our best player by a country mile. If everyone had the same, passion that he had for trying to get the ball off Chilwell and, the way that he was just throughout the whole game, then God, we'd be a scary, scary team. He was so good today. Again, he's just proven why he's the best player we've got at this club. Just his ability to beat a man and he links everything up so, so well. He is unbelievable. The fact I thought bringing off Podence as well, I thought, do you know what? Nuno's going to see it out for a draw, but just Neto, man. He's just getting better and better game by game. He started the game off slow, but when he was getting into it, you could tell he was going to make a difference on there as well. It was a great dive, which VAR unfortunately caught, but yeah, what a win. What a win. This hopefully will be the turning point in our season. I really hope it will be. I'm not saying it's going to be for definite yet, but I really, really hope it can be. But on a more important note, stop crying, Frank Lampard.
Come on! Great win. Superb. Come on, me babbies. First off, very poor from both sides. Nothing really to talk about, to be honest with you. It was a boring first half. Second half, Chelsea come out. looked like they wanted to win the game, get the goal. Maybe should have done a little bit better defending from Willy Bolly. But then Podence comes out and with his magic scores a great equaliser. One of my favourite plays at the minute, to be honest with you, Podence. He's got such a brain on him. He's that skillful. He needs to be starting every week. You can't not have him in the first 11. Fabio Silva, again, you know what? I get it. You know, he's 19. The potential is there. He's got a great hold-up play, but we do need something else up there. So maybe look at January and see if Nuno can bring somebody in. Pedro Neto, superb, great finish, 19 years of age, is only going to get better and better. And what a finish. And as you can tell, I've lost my voice through screaming the house down. What a win. Hopefully we can go to Burnley now and get another win. And let's see where it takes us. Come on, you Wolves.
Hello, Talking Wolves. So, what a difference 2 games make. It's currently about 5-9. It's quite long after kick-off. I've just calmed down, to be honest. What a performance. First half, lads, honestly, I was happy with the team, first and foremost. I was really happy with the team. I was glad we went back to a back 5, because I've argued that we need to have a back 5 against the bigger teams. So I'm glad we did that, because we was the underdogs today. There's no doubt about it against Chelsea, especially after we lost to Villa. I know they lost to Everton, but they were definitely the favourites. But first half, I thought we played well. But we got away with it, didn't we? They hit the bar right at the death, and I was happy to be 0-0 at that point. But I honestly couldn't see us winning. I'd have took a draw. I kept saying, like I was doing like a watch along, I kept saying I'd take a draw, I'd take a 0-0. But we come out second half, and after Giroud put them 1-0 up, I was like, it's done. I can't see us scoring. We've got Fabio Silva up front, who plays well, but you just don't feel like we can score. Podence and Neto were trying, but we did. That man, Podence, who was my man of the match, pings one, slight deflection, top bins, and I'm like, yes. And then even from there, I'm like, come on, let's not throw away a point like we did against Villa. Let's just get the draw, take it home, good recovery from the Villa game, and let's go on to the next game. But no, not Wolves. Against teams we're meant to beat, we don't win. Against teams we're not meant to beat, who we're underdogs against, we beat. And Neto, that man who's been the best player this season by far, gets the winning goal. What a contrast from Saturday. People on Twitter were questioning Nuno's head. That baffled me. I kept quiet about it, but I saw a few people saying that they want Nuno. You know, they're questioning his position, questioning his tactics. This bloke, every time he's under pressure, pulls something out the bag, and Wolves pull out results. It reminded me a bit when we beat Chelsea 2-1, that game when Gibbs White started a few years ago. It reminded me of that. Anyway, keep the faith. We're going to have a few more games where we're pissed off, like the Villa game coming up soon. But keep the faith, keep behind the boys, and let's hope we can get a few more wins under our belt and maybe carry on pushing towards the top 6. Let's not get too carried away, because we know our squad's a bit bare with injuries and things like that. But what a win. Buzzing. Who would be a bloody Wolves fan? It's like a bloody roller coaster. Come on, Wolves.
What a game there for the lads. I think they come out and I think they were trying from the beginning. I think we had a game plan here. We knew we were going to have to sit back. I thought going back to the old formation of 5 at the back worked. It's not that I don't want to see it used all the time. I think in some of the games that we should be winning or that we're a 50-50 chance of winning, I think we should be going to 4 at the back. But I think in those games where we know we're expected to deal with a lot of pressure and to struggle, I think that's where we should be looking at definitely putting that go for that 5 at the back, because it just means that we can deal more with the pressure and take less goals. I think Fabio showed some really good vision at the beginning. I like some of the passes he was pulling off, some of the little flicks he was turning off. I agree with the commentators though that I think he needs a bit more muscle. I think as soon as he puts that on, then it's going to free him up in terms of it's going to open up his game and allow him to do a bit more. I think we did okay to hold him off in the first half. I thought Semedo was okay. I know he did get dribbled past a few times, more than I probably want him to, but I think he was dealing with a lot of pressure down that side. So I was impressed that he managed to keep up with it really. Coming into the second half, as soon as that goal went in, I thought we were going to collapse of the Wolves of the last few recent games and that we've seen a few times this season. But credit to the guys, they really stuck in. They held it out. I thought Owen Otasawi coming in for that second half was fantastic. I thought he was solid, and he really looks like he's not that far off this first team. I think then as soon as we got the first goal, that we really dug in, and I liked seeing the fight. I liked seeing the lads going for it. Even Traore getting up off the floor. I thought Podence fighting with Ben Chilwell for the ball was brilliant. And then of the Wolves of the last 3 years or so, they fought right till the very end and got that goal right at the end. And I think we deserved it after the second half performance. I think we deserved to get the win. Brilliant goal. Let's hope we can win some of the games we're not supposed to win in the next few months, which is what we do. We win the games we're not supposed to win. But I really want to see us win the ones that we should be. The Burnleys, the West Broms. I want to see us getting those wrapped up, going forward at the back and really attacking. But yeah, let's take this on to the next game and really push on. Fantastic game, and Wolves owing.
Wow. Wolves 2, Chelsea 1, and one unbelievable 3 points that was for Wolves. That could be a massive result for us going forwards this season, especially when you consider our poor form as of late. I really wasn't expecting it heading into the game. But it was Pedro Neto's last-minute winner that got Wolves all 3 points against deemed title contenders Chelsea. And can you imagine Molineux with fans inside tonight? It would have been unbelievable, and hopefully we can get back to that soon. But it was Giroud that got Chelsea ahead early on in the game, with a decent strike actually. He just beats Bolly at the near post, gets the ball first, and lashes a shot, albeit straight at Patricio, but he's hit it unbelievably hard. And there's not a lot the Wolves keeper can do about it. It's one of them where it just hits him, and unfortunately for him, it just rolls underneath him to give Chelsea the lead. But then we had to rely on Daniel Podence once again to get us back on level terms, and that's exactly what the little man produced, a little bit of magic to get Wolves back on level terms. He's picked up the ball on the left-hand side, and instead of curling into top right corner like you'd expect, he just hesitates for a second, gets himself a yard of space, and drills it into the near corner, beating Mendy. It all ends up, and he's produced for us on so many occasions this season so far, and he's a joy to watch, and I hope we get to see him in a Wolves shirt for the foreseeable future. And then Neto got a penalty up the other end, which I don't think much really needs to be said about it, does it? It wasn't a penalty, it was a dive, but we'd have took it all day long. And then you have to give credit to Nuno once again. He's gone back to 5 at the back, changed the system up once again, and you can see from the patterns of play the players have, they know where each other are on the pitch, they know who to look for, they know where the space is going to be creative. It just works so much better with a 5 at the back. And I was one of those that was calling for 4 at the back, trying to be a bit more expansive going forward. But especially when we're playing those top sides, sitting in, countering on the break, and we did that perfectly for the final goal. Pedro Neto picking up the ball, driving at the Chelsea defence. He jinks to the left and then drills it back across Mendy to give Wolves an unbelievable 3 points at Molineux and another Nuno masterclass. Come on, you Wolves.